Everyone, Jody from Broaddict Offroad Adventures here. Today we're going to go over our Broaddict TrailDeck slide-out tailgate system. You'll definitely want to check this out, so stay tuned. This is pretty damn nice. It comes pre-assembled pretty much. It's huge package. You can see the big box back there, and you can see this huge foam stuff here. That piece was laying on top of it. You can see the indentions on it, where you can see the indentions of the handle right here. I also come with a non-slip mat. So once we get it installed, we'll put this on top of that top tray. And I love how it has these little slots right here. So what we'll do, it comes with little hooks that you can insert in that. And that's how we're going to mount our ice cold fridge. And it has it on each side too, so that's pretty awesome. So you can do either side if you want to. So we're going to do that and mount our fridge that way. That way, we can keep it there. This also double as a fridge slide as well, which will be pretty dang cool. So as you'll see here, there's like some molly grates there on each side. Now this also comes with these mats. The thin ones go on each side. Of course, there's the big one there for the middle. Keep that non-slip as well. So you put your tools in there, do whatever you want to with that. Or if you wanted to put like some quick clamps or whatever they call those on there and screw them into the molly panel, I guess you could do that. I'm sure we'll probably just put those mats in there and then we'll put the big mat on top. Also comes with a instruction manual here, which is pretty cool, as well as our hardware, which we hadn't opened yet. So we'll open that in just a minute, make sure we got everything we need. And I love that they send this, tells you what tools you need. Also gives you a description of what needs to be included. So that way if something's missing, I can reach out to Broaddict and say, hey, look guys, we don't got something. And they can ship it out to us. And it has some stuff right here. It gives you illustrations on the install. We'll try to do a step-by-step install with you guys just so you all can see it. What they call eye nuts, and they're M8 T screws. And there's 6 each. So 6 of the nuts. We've already got them threaded in slightly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're good to go there. And those, of course, we'll use to put in our slots over there. So you'll see that momentarily. All right, well, first thing we got to do is take the old stuff out. So here we're going to take out this fridge slide. The fridge slide itself is actually a Dometic brand, even though we had it in our ice cold fridge, because we had a Dometic fridge at one point in time. But it worked both. So we'll probably put that thing up for sale. Might try to get a little bit of money out of it because those things aren't cheap. And then we'll also have to remove our DIY rear platform that we did. That was a very special project because we did that ourselves, I did that myself, and it turned out really good. But I might see if anybody wants to just take it. Won't be trying to sell it, but just see if anybody wants to take it, and if they do, it might work good for them as well. So if you're in the Phoenix area and you want one, let me know. All right, so now might be a good time to clean this area up before you go any further. Obviously, there's some dirt and dust and good old Arizona desert dust in here. We'll probably want to clean out real quick before we move forward. You can see here we have some stuff in our thing, this amp, which will probably never be used. Well, it's used for the speakers, but other than that, this space may not be used for much anything else. But it's here if we need it. The factory jack's kind of useless to us at this point because we're so high. Something I will have to consider though, with this thing sits up so much because it's pretty much level with this piece, I may have to raise this shelf higher up to be compatible with the fridge. So something to be mindful of. Much like the old Tuffy box we used to have and a lot of y'all used to have, you do have to take these 2 braces off the bottom. Those are put in for shipping purposes only, but you got to take them off before you mount the system. So if not, it says it'll interfere. All right, another little helpful tip that we found out from one of our friends in the forums, Bronco 60 forums, is they said just to move this piece, it makes it a little bit more flatter for you to try to move that in. I will caution you though that be careful about hitting this. You could break something if you hit it just wrong. I think with our case, you're going to have to kind of get that in between this piece and this piece on this side. And of course on this side, it's just a matter of clearing this piece over here. I was able to get this up here pretty easily. I just kind of tucked it and then leaned my body back to pull it up. That way I'm not like losing my back. Use my body weight to kind of help leverage it. So to get these back bolts in like the instructions tell you to. So those 4 back bolts back there, we have to reuse the bolts that came out of our factory, little hooks. I won't have to slide this out to get access to screw those in. So what I did is I put these little horse legs, whatever you want to call them, stands into here I got from Craftsman or something. Some traction boards, a little knee pad thing, and that way, whenever I go to pull this thing out, it'll have something kind of help keep it from going too far. So I'm not going to pull it all the way out, and I'll show you here in just a moment, so I'll put the camera in here and you can see it, out just enough to get those bolts threaded in. And once we get those threaded in, we're not going to thread them in tight, we're going to thread them loosely. Then we'll push this back, thread the front forward in loosely, play with the tailgate, open close tailgate, see if there's any interference with this table. If there is, we'll try to push it back as much as we can. I don't think there's a lot of wiggle room. To see if that'll help, we may have to remove the handle temporarily to get the door shut, which if you do that, you pull this out, there's screws on the back right here that you can take those out with, and your 4mm.
Per the instructions, you only put these in about halfway just to get them threaded in enough to hold it, but you will have to kind of push on these a little bit to get them to line up correctly on each side. It takes real quick and easy. And sorry you had to obstruct your view here, but we got to the other side too. And as for the front here, you'll notice here in just a minute, this first one here is pretty easy, but the rest of them are a little harder to get to. We end up having to get a swivel piece here for that back one on the driver's side. And on the passenger side, you'll see here that we actually had to get a 10mm wrench that had a ratchet closed in on it, because we simply couldn't get anything under there. Otherwise, we couldn't even get a regular ratchet wrench under there.
All right, looks like it may hit it a slight little bit. I was not having any issues with shutting it. I think that corner of the handle right there may be causing it to hit a little bit. It's kind of hard to see. I'll be able to pull it out and see if it rubs here in just a little bit. But I think that's it. Other than that, it fits. This is the JCR table, so I can't speak for other tables, but it looks like this one is.
All right, folks, we are done. So, as you can see here, it's pretty flat. I mean, it does give you a lot of room. I mean, there's a little bit of bump there, but it's mainly maybe less than a 1/4 inch, if that. There's a little bit of, recession right here. Now, keep in mind, these pieces right here are part of a aftermarket piece, so they Velcro on and off. You can take those off if you want to. When you come back here, there is a little bit of a gap there. I mean, I guess you kind of expect that. In daylight, you'll be able to see our kill mat job that we did. I may try to figure out a way to hide that. Maybe some carpet or something at some point, or I don't know. I'm not overly concerned about it because I'm not in this for show.
As you can see from looking from up here at the front, there is, like I said, a teeny tiny bit of gap, maybe 1/2 inch of that. I mean, if you're going to be sleeping back here, you're probably going to have that covered up anyway. But there's thin mattresses that we can put in here. So if I want to sleep, like say on the passenger side or the side opposite of the ice cold fridge, and then I could put maybe like a little doggy bed right here or over there, depending on which side it is, for Miley to sleep in next to me, and we could just car camp. This is pretty cool. Now, you won't be able to use the tailgate table with it all the way out. I think that's pretty obvious, but otherwise, I think this is pretty neat.
You'll see here we're going to slide these non-slip mats in, all 3 of them, so we're planning on using those, and they turn out great. So we did some measurements here. The ice cold fridge was 18 inches, which is exactly what the difference in height was between the shelf and this platform. So we did bump the shelf up just a little bit, like one little section upwards, to give us more clearance. Just something to be mindful of if you have a shelf in yours as well, or anything above your platform.
All right, so the final stage of our install, and this is optional. You don't have to do this. We're going to do it just because, well, one, I have an ice cold fridge. I'm an ambassador with ice cold fridge as well. And I want to make sure that I'm able to put that on there without scratching up my brand new drawer system. Because the drawer system, you can scratch it up if you rub stuff up against it. Plus that, when you put all your tools in there, boxes, jacks, jack stands, whatever you typically carry in your rear cargo area, you can scratch it up, and at some point it'll look pretty rough. So to do this, they give you these 2 huge rolls of Velcro. Now, one side is the rough side, one side is the not so rough side. That way they stick to each other.
So the directions that they give you here, and you can print these out off their website too, but they do give you a copy. It has in here directions on how, if you want to do this. And it talks about cutting 24 pieces in a 5 by 5.5 inch length, and then cutting 4 pieces in the 6.3 inch length. And you do that for both the rough and the non-rough. That way they match. And then on also the instructions, it shows you a little demographic of that. Also on the instructions, it gives you another little illustration here on exactly where to place these. Now we have this mat turned upside down because we're going to put it on the bottom of this, and then we're going to put the mat with the adhesives on top of the slide out tray before we put our fridge in, so to make sure that we don't scuff it up and to make sure that it stays very just nice looking for a long time to come. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and do that. We'll put it in and then we'll be done. Okay, so we got all the Velcro on. We use some alcohol wipes to clean the surface off first. We'll also do that on the drawer that pulls out. Now you can see here that it does have a specific pattern. We did add some extra L Velcro because we had plenty left over from previous projects. Now I'm going to flip this over so gravity can do its job. So we'll let this sit overnight, let it kind of get a good grip, that adhesive, and hopefully that way it'll stay on. You'll see here we're cleaning everything off with some alcohol pads, so that stuff will stick really good. So you'll see us here, we take all this, the adhesive backing off on the driver's side. We did it first. You know, once you get on, press it down really hard. You'll also notice here that we put some weights over there when we went to the passenger side, and that was to prevent that mat from sliding around or possibly ripping off the stuff that we had just put down. Since we just put it down, I want to give that adhesive a chance to stick, so we put those weights on there to limit that movement. Very carefully took these off, put them down, put pressure on them, and then after this we moved the weights over on the other side too, so that way we could get that adhesive good and set. Here we're going to put in the T-slot bolts with the eye nuts on them. So this will basically allow us to mount our fridge by using the straps through those eye holes. I found it easier just to go ahead and slightly screw those in a little bit instead of trying to screw them in once they're in there. Now you do have to kind of watch them because they will shift around as you go to tighten them up, but as long as you watch them, the back ones are pretty easy because you can just press it up against the back and just tighten it down and torque it pretty good. But up the front, you sometimes have to place your finger on top of the bolt head, or sorry, the bolt thread piece after you've got started screwing in there just to keep it from turning. But once it grips, it won't turn. So it's just a matter of getting it to that point. So just a little tip, helpful tip from me. I put one in each corner, so we had a couple left over that we put in the bag just to hold on to, just in case we need them later. Once we got our fridge positioned, we got our little ISCO straps. We're going to sneak them through those little eye bolts, eye nuts, what you want to call them. Sneak them through there so we can tighten that fridge down to that platform. That way that thing won't move around on us whenever we're off-road. You know, it should be okay with one in the front, one in the back, since there's not two like there is on a normal fridge slide. But I think it'll be okay. I don't notice it moving any at all since I've had it in there. So I think you'll be all right. If the worst case scenario, you might be able to unscrew one of those screws in the middle of the platform and put maybe like a loop in it somehow to hold it down as well if you're really worried about it. But to be honest with you, I think this was perfect. All right, we have the drawer all the way out. As you can see here, the ISCO fridge. Now, one good thing about the ISCO is it does open up from either side, so I can just come over here and open it. Won't be a problem. As you can see here, we got some stuff already in here, and that may be subject to change, so we'll change it up as needed. But this thing is just like it's made for the Motley Industries toolbox or toolkit. So you just fold it out and lay it there. I saw this from somebody in one of the forums. I can't take total credit for it. It's not my idea. I don't want to pretend it is. As you can see here now, you wouldn't be able to use the tailgate table with at least this one. And you might be able to use some of the other ones, but probably not this one. So, and it clears the shelf.
As you can see here, we got quite a bit of clearance, as far as the shelf goes. But man, this is going to be awesome. And with that 265-pound weight capacity, I think we're pretty safe with our refrigerator, even when it's full of drinks and stuff, and some of our other stuff that we carry with us as far as like equipment to, air up, air down, all that sort of stuff. Load the tools in there as well.
Well, as always, thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. We'll put a link down below if you guys want to get one for yourself. I would say that this is something that I feel would be very useful for the majority of Bronco owners. If you want to see it in person before you buy, just know that we'll be at the United by Bronco event, as well as the Overland West Expo event. We'll be in the Tesh Tires booth. So feel free to also hit me up in the comments below, or DM me on Instagram or Facebook or any other social media, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. As always, thank you once again, and please consider hit that like and subscribe button. We got a lot more stuff to come in the next few months. Take it easy.